If you're over 60 and dealing with the sharp burning pain of sciatica, you've likely been told to stretch your legs. But here's the truth. Most leg stretches only provide temporary relief. The real solution lies deeper in understanding the true source of the pain. In this video, we're going to break through the confusion. You'll learn exactly where sciatica comes from, why so many people over 60 treat it incorrectly, and most importantly, you'll get 3 targeted exercises that relieve nerve pain without risky medications, endless stretches, or complicated routines. Plus, at the end, I'll reveal the 3 biggest mistakes that could be making your pain worse and how to avoid them. So, what's actually going on with sciatica? Many people think it's a leg problem. After all, that's where the symptoms show up: burning, tingling, numbness, and pain that shoots down the thigh or calf. But the real issue? It usually starts in your lower back. The sciatic nerve is the largest and longest nerve in your body. It begins in your lower spine, right around your L4, L5, and S1 vertebrae, and travels all the way down to your toes. When something pinches or compresses that nerve near the spine, the signals get disrupted and pain radiates down the leg. Think of the sciatic nerve like a garden hose. If someone steps on the hose at the top, you'll get a weak or blocked flow at the bottom. Treating the pain in your leg is like focusing on the puddle instead of removing the foot on the hose. It doesn't work long term. For people over 60, the most common cause of this compression isn't a disc herniation. It's age-related changes like spinal stenosis, degenerative discs, or osteoarthritis. These are natural, like gray hair or wrinkles. But when they narrow the space where your nerve passes through, that's when sciatica flares up. Fortunately, there's hope. With the right movements, you can create space, reduce pressure on the nerve, and get back to moving freely again. Let's dive into exercise number 1 and start relieving that pain right now. Exercise 1. The 90-90 Relaxed Z Position. This first exercise isn't about stretching, it's about decompressing your spine in a gentle, supported way. It's called the 90-90 position, or what some therapists call the Z position. It's one of the safest, most powerful positions you can use to relieve sciatic nerve compression, especially for those over 60. Start by lying on a comfortable surface like your bed, couch, or exercise mat. Place a small pillow under your head for support. Now elevate your legs by resting your lower legs on a chair, couch edge, or even a stack of firm pillows. Your hips and knees should form a 90-degree angle. Your body should resemble the shape of the letter Z. Take a moment to adjust and settle in. Your lower back should feel like it's resting flat and relaxed against the surface beneath you. This is the magic of the 90-90 position. It allows your spine to decompress naturally by removing the force of gravity pulling down on your back. As you breathe slowly and deeply, let your legs get heavy and your belly soften. Try to stay in this position for at least 5 to 10 minutes. You can extend it to 15 or even 20 minutes as long as it feels good. If you want extra relief, place a heating pad on your lower back. The warmth will increase circulation, relax the muscles, and further ease tension around the sciatic nerve. Why does this work? Think of your spine like a spring. When you're sitting or standing, that spring is compressed. Over time, pressure builds up around the nerve roots. The 90-90 position takes the weight off that spring and lets it gently expand, opening up the spaces where the nerves exit. This reduces inflammation and pain. It's especially helpful for age-related conditions like spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease, 2 of the biggest culprits behind sciatica in adults over 60. And because your legs are elevated, it also promotes circulation, which can reduce leg swelling and numbness. This position is not just a recovery tool, it's a rescue position. You can use it anytime your pain flares up, morning, evening, or even in the middle of the night. Some people find relief within minutes. Want to take it a step further? While you're in the 90-90 position, you can gently move your ankles up and down, almost like you're pumping your feet. This small motion helps stimulate circulation in the lower limbs and prevents stiffness. The key is consistency. Use this exercise daily, especially during pain episodes. It requires no equipment, no effort, and no risk of aggravating your back. It's one of the safest and most soothing things you can do to start reclaiming your comfort. Exercise 2. Seated pelvic rocks, chair-based nerve mobilization. This second exercise is designed to gently mobilize your lower back and pelvis, right where the sciatic nerve begins. It's done from a chair, making it ideal for older adults who want to relieve stiffness without getting on the floor. Start by sitting on a sturdy, armless chair with your feet flat on the ground and your knees bent at about a 90-degree angle. Sit near the front edge of the chair so your spine remains upright but relaxed. Keep your hands resting comfortably on your thighs and let your shoulders stay soft. Now, begin the movement. Slowly tilt your pelvis forward so your lower back gently arches, causing your belly to expand slightly and your chest to open. You may feel your sit bones tilt backward. Pause briefly. Then reverse the motion by tucking your pelvis under. As you do this, gently draw your belly in and feel your lower back flatten slightly. Imagine your pelvis is a bowl of water that you're tipping forward and backward without spilling. Perform this motion slowly and with control. Breathe in as you tilt forward. Exhale as you tuck under. One full cycle of forward and backward motion counts as one repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 reps at your own pace. Why does this exercise help? Sciatica is often aggravated by stiffness in the lower spine and sacrum. These pelvic rocks gently activate and release the deep stabilizing muscles of your lower back and hips. This motion also helps your brain reestablish healthy communication with the muscles around your spine, encouraging a smoother glide for the sciatic nerve. For adults over 60, this is especially valuable. With aging, joint lubrication and spinal mobility naturally decline. This low-risk movement wakes up your spine, encourages circulation, and eases the tension that may be causing nerve irritation. Use it as a warm-up before walking, household chores, or any physical activity. It also works well as a midday reset after sitting for long periods. You can do 5 to 10 pelvic rocks every hour or so to keep your back mobile and your nerves relaxed. If you're experiencing a flare-up, try doing this in the morning before you even leave the house and again in the evening before bed. Many people find that this simple daily ritual leads to noticeable improvements in how they sit, stand, and move. And remember, gentle is better. You're not trying to force range of motion or stretch aggressively. Small, intentional movement done consistently is the secret here. It only takes a few minutes, but the relief it brings can last for hours. Let's move on to Exercise 3, a core strengthening movement that helps lock in the progress you're making so the pain doesn't come back. Exercise 3, core bracing to stabilize your spine. Now that you've relieved pressure from your sciatic nerve using decompression and gentle movement, it's time to strengthen the muscles that hold your spine in place. Why is this important? Because without stability, the space we've just created in your lower back can collapse again, bringing the pain right back. That's where core bracing comes in. This exercise is called core bracing with abdominal contraction, and it's designed specifically for older adults. It doesn't involve sit-ups, crunches, or planks. Instead, it targets your deep core, the inner muscles that act like a natural belt for your spine. Start by lying on your back on a firm surface, such as a yoga mat or a firm mattress. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your arms can rest at your sides with your palms facing down. Now here's the most important step. Bring your attention to your lower belly, just below your navel. Gently draw your belly button down toward your spine, not by sucking in, but by lightly tightening the muscles as if you're preparing for a light poke in the stomach. You should feel a gentle engagement in your abdomen. As you hold this engagement, take a slow breath in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. Try to keep the abdominal brace steady as you breathe. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, then relax completely. That's one repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 reps, resting a few seconds between each one. The key here is not intensity, but consistency and control. You are retraining your nervous system and deep muscles to activate correctly every time you move, walk, or bend. This bracing motion helps reduce micro-movements in the spine that can irritate the sciatic nerve. Think of your core like scaffolding around a building. It protects and stabilizes the structure. Without it, your spine becomes vulnerable to pressure and misalignment. To make this more effective, you can combine the brace with a small movement called a pelvic tilt. While lying in the same position, gently tilt your pelvis so your lower back flattens against the floor. Engage your core and hold for 5 seconds, then release. This subtle movement strengthens your lower abdominal and pelvic muscles, both of which are essential for spinal support. Now, what if getting to the floor is difficult for you? No problem. You can perform the core bracing while seated in a chair. Sit up tall with your feet flat and your hands resting on your thighs. Engage your belly the same way, drawing it in and holding for 5 to 10 seconds while breathing normally. This seated variation still builds strength and control in your deep core muscles. One warning: avoid holding your breath. Many people accidentally brace and hold their breath at the same time, which can spike blood pressure and limit oxygen. Always pair the brace with steady, relaxed breathing. And don't expect immediate soreness or dramatic sensations. This is a foundational movement. It works below the surface to rebuild support from the inside out. It's especially critical for people over 60 who want to stay active without triggering their sciatica. Do this exercise at least twice a day, morning and evening, and you'll start to notice more stability when you stand, walk, or get up from a chair. Combine it with the previous exercises, and you're not just relieving pain, you're creating long-term protection for your spine and nerves. Now that you've learned the 3 essential exercises to reduce sciatic nerve pressure, it's just as important to know what not to do. Even with good intentions, many people over 60 make these 3 common mistakes that can slow healing, or worse, make the pain worse. Mistake number 1, forcing perfect posture. All day, we've been told for decades to stand up straight and keep a neutral spine. But for people over 60 dealing with spinal stenosis or degenerative disc disease, the root causes of most age-related sciatica, this advice can backfire. That arched, upright position actually narrows the space in your spine where nerves exit. It's like squeezing the hose tighter when you're already dealing with a kink. Instead, the updated clinical guidance encourages a more relaxed approach. Don't slouch completely, but avoid exaggerating your posture. Let your lower back soften. Use supportive chairs with slight recline. And don't feel guilty about leaning forward while seated. That gentle flexion can actually relieve nerve pressure. Spinal. Mistake number 2, walking too much without rest. Walking is generally great for health, but if you have sciatica from stenosis, walking in excess can trigger pain. Why? Because walking promotes spinal extension, which compresses those tight areas even more. You might start your walk feeling okay, but then get burning, numbness, or aching in the thighs or calves after 5 to 10 minutes. That's a clear sign of nerve compression. The fix? Break your walks into smaller sessions and take seated breaks. Better yet, perform the seated lumbar flexion exercise before and after your walk to counteract the compression. Also consider alternatives like using a recumbent stationary bike or water-based exercise. These reduce pressure on your spine while keeping your cardiovascular system strong. Mistake number 3, avoiding mobility aids out of pride. This one's emotional for many. But if walking even short distances causes nerve pain, numbness, or instability, Using a cane or walker can actually reduce the load on your spine and allow healing. Many older adults resist this because they see it as a sign of weakness. In reality, it's a smart move, like using crutches for a sprained ankle. If you're unsteady, use a four-wheeled walker, a rollator, with a seat. That way, you can walk longer distances with support and take breaks as needed. When grocery shopping, use the cart as a walker. It's all about working with your body, not against it. By avoiding these 3 mistakes, you give your body the best chance to heal. Combine this awareness with the 3 exercises you've just learned, and you'll start to build a routine that reduces flare-ups and restores confidence. If you've made it this far, let's take a moment to appreciate the progress you've already made. You've learned the real cause of sciatica, how it's not just a leg issue, but a nerve problem rooted in your lower back. You've discovered how spinal stenosis, degenerative discs, and age-related narrowing are often the real culprits. And more importantly, you've now got 3 proven exercises that are gentle, safe, and designed specifically for adults over 60. These aren't trends. They're not risky routines or temporary hacks. These are movements backed by science, used by physical therapists around the world, and trusted by older adults who want to regain their mobility without relying on pills, injections, or endless stretches that go nowhere. Now here's the thing, this isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up, one movement at a time, one breath at a time. Healing your back and relieving your leg pain is absolutely possible, but only if you stay consistent and give your body the right kind of support. Remember, even 5 minutes a day can make a difference, especially when done with intention and the right form. Motion is lotion. Rest is rust. The more you move safely, the better your back and legs will feel. And before you go, don't forget this final piece. If your knees also ache when you walk, climb stairs, or get out of a chair, there's a reason. And just like sciatica, knee pain isn't something you have to just live with. In fact, I made a follow-up video that walks you through 5 powerful exercises to rebuild knee strength, reduce stiffness, and bring back confidence in your steps. It's the perfect next step after today's sciatica routine. Finally, if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your story might inspire someone else to finally take action. And if you're just getting started on your pain relief journey, know this: you're not alone, and you're not too old to feel strong again. Keep moving, keep breathing, and I'll see you in the next video. You've got this.